Last class continuation. For loop. For loop. The for loop is used to. The for loop is used to execute the block of statements repeatedly with respect to each and every element in our iterable object The for loop is used to execute the block of statements repeatedly with respect to each and every element in our iterable object. Syntax. For variable in iterable object statement 1, statement 2, up to so on statement n. Next point, if no more elements in our iterable object, then immediately control will go to, if no more elements in our iterable object, then immediately control will go to outside the for loop. If no more elements in our iterable object, then immediately control will go to outside the for loop. Now here I am taking as a one iterable object, list is a one iterable object. Now I am taking as a for loop. Here I am taking as a one variable name I. We can take anything I in x. Now print hi. Now print by. Okay, the for loop is used to execute block of statements repeatedly with respect to each and every element in our iterable object. With respect to 5, this block of statements are executed. With respect to 8, these block of statements are executed. With respect to 3, these block of statements are executed. Again, with respect to 9, these block of statements are executed. If no more elements in our iterable object, then immediately control will go to outside the for loop. Print by statement is executed. That means in our iterable object, how many number of elements are there? That number of times this for loop logic is executed. If you interest, we can print the I value also. First, with respect to I, what is the I value? 5. With respect to 5, hi, good morning message is executed. Next, second value, 8. With respect to 8, hi, good morning message is executed. Next, third element, 3. With respect to 3, hi, good morning message is executed. Next, fourth element is 9. With respect to 9, hi, good morning message is executed. If no more elements in our iterable object, then immediately control will go to outside the for loop. Here I is a one variable name. We can take anything. If you interest your name also, don't give any error messages. Okay, when compared to other programming languages, Python for loop is different. Next, one more example. Okay, if you interest, we can pass iterable object directly here also. Here I am passing a one iterable object, one string object I am passing. Here I am taking as a variable name is j. Okay, IEJ is not a mandatory, we can take any one. Okay, here this is a which object? String object. In Python, string is also one iterable object. Now this for loop logic is executed with respect to each and every character. Now in our string, how many characters are available? 7 characters. 7 times this I message is executed. With respect to K, with respect to R, with respect to I, with respect to S, with respect to H, and with respect to N, and with respect to A. If no more characters in our string object, control will go to outside the for loop. Okay, in Python especially depends upon the condition, we go for while loop. With respect to depends upon the iterable object elements, then we go for the for loop, especially in Python. Okay, when compared to while loop and for loop is very easy and faster execution. That's why most of the people are using for loop. Okay, if you want to executing one block of statement depends upon the condition. In that situation, we are using while loop. If you want to executing block of statements with respect to iterable object, then we go for loop. Next one, for else. For else. Python supporting for else also. For variable in iterable object. Statement 1. Statement 2. Up to so on statement n. Else block. Statement 1. Statement 2. Up to so on statement n. Completion. Okay, previously while else we are discussing. Whenever control go to else block, whenever our while condition is failed, then only control will go to else block. Same here also, if no more elements in our iterable object, then only control will go to else block. If no more elements, if no more elements, no more elements in our iterable object, if no more elements in our iterable object, then only control will go to If no more elements in our iterable object, then only control will go to else block, else block. Otherwise, control don't go to the else block. If no more elements in our iterable object, then only control will go to else block. Otherwise, control don't go to the else block. Okay, if no more characters in our string object, then immediately control go to else block. After executing the else block, control will go to outside the else block by message is executed. Understood? Next, another example. I am using for else with break statement. Now, if j double equal to yes character, now I want to break the loop. Okay, observing very clearly with respect to k, I message executed. With respect to r, I message executed. With respect to I message executed. With respect to s, I message executed. Whenever our j value is yes, control will go to break statement. Whenever control reach the break statement, then immediately control will go to outside the loop. In that situation, else block is not executed. Okay, whenever else block is executed, if no more elements in our iterable object, then only control will go to else block. But here, still remaining characters are available. But we are exit from that loop execution at the time of middle of the loop by using break statement. In that situation, control don't go to the else block. Now directly control will go to outside the for loop. Outside the for loop, by statement is executed. Okay, already previously we were discussing while else with break. Okay, whenever control reach the break statement, then immediately control will go to while loop. Don't go to the while else. Completed. The same example with the continue statement. Here I am using continue. Completed. Now observing very clearly, whenever J character is equal to S character, to skip the execution, remaining all iterations are executed. That means with respect to K, I message executed. With respect to R, I message executed. With respect to I, which one? I message executed. Whenever our J value is yes, to skip that execution. Again, with respect to H, I message executed. With respect to N, I message executed. And with respect to A, I message executed. That means except S character, remaining all cases, I message executed. If no more elements in our returable object, control will go to else block and hello message executed. After executing the else block, control will go to outside the else block. Already in the previous classes, we will discussing what is the purpose of break statement and what is the purpose of continue statement. Completed. Okay, working with range function. Working with range function. Working with range function. The range function is supported both in Python 2.x and Python 3.x versions. The range function is supported both in Python 2.x and Python 3.x versions. Next one, in Python 2.x. In Python 2.x, the range function to return the list object, list object is a mutable object. In Python 2.x, the range function to return the list object is a mutable object. Coming to Python 3.x, in Python 3.x, the range function to return the range object, the range object is a sequence, iterable and immutable object. This is the one more difference between 2.x and 3.x. In 2.x, range function to return the list object, but in Python 3.x, range function to return the range object. Now scenario 1. Range of the range function, we are passing only one value, that is a stop value. Here stop value is a exclusive value. Stop value is a exclusive value. Exclusive means don't print that value before that value only printed. By default, starting from 0. By default, increment by 1. Here stop value is a exclusive value. By default starting from 0 and by default increment by 1. Okay, in the range function we are passing only one value, that is a stop value, that is excluded. Excluded means don't print that value before that value only printed, by default starting from 0 and by default increment by 1. Scenario 2. The range function we are passing two values. First value is a start value and second value is a stop value. Here start value is a inclusive value, stop value is a exclusive value, stop value is a exclusive value. By default increment by 1. By default increment by 1. The scenario 2, two values we are passing. First value is a start value, second value is a stop value. Inclusive means compulsory that value is printed. Exclusive means that value is not printed before that value only printed. Completed. Next scenario 3. Range of start comma stop comma step value. Here start value is a inclusive value, stop value is a exclusive value, step value is either increment or decrement. Okay, whenever we are passing step value is positive, that is the increment. Whenever we are passing step value is negative, that is a decrement value. Okay. Now examples in Python 2.x. Examples in Python 2.x. x equal to range of 5. Now this is a which value? Stop value. By default starting from 0 and incremented by 1. But this is a 2.x version. In 2.x version, the range function to give the output as a list object. Now the list of 0 to 4. Totally 5 values starting from 0. Second example, y equal to range of 5 comma 10 I am passing. Now first value is a starting value, second value is a stop value, start value is a included value, stop value is a excluded value. By default increment by 1. First 5 is printed, next 5 plus 1 6, 6 plus 1 7, 7 plus 1 8, 8 plus 1 9, but 9 plus 1 10, but 10 is a which value? Stop value is the excluded value. Next one, z equal to range of 1 comma 10 comma 2. That means first value is a starting value, second value is a stop value, third value is a step value. Here I am passing step value is a positive, that's why this is a increment value. First one 10 is included, 1 is printed. Next one 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 2, 9. 9 plus 2, 11, but there is no 11. Up to 10 only printed. Next one, a equal to range of 1 comma 10 comma I am passing minus 2. Now what will be happen? 1 is a starting value, 10 is a stop value, but decremented by minus 2. Okay, 1 is taken as one object or one element. 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 means minus 1. But minus 1 is not available in our range. My requirement, I want to print only 1 to 10. But minus 1 is not available in the 1 to 10. That's why it will return as a one empty list object. If you want to decrement the values, at that time compulsory we need to take starting value is the highest value, stop value is lowest value. Now b equal to range of 1 comma or 10 comma 1 comma minus 2. Now 10 is a starting value, 1 is a stop value, decremented by minus 2. First 10 is printed, 10 minus 2, 8, 8 minus 2, next 6 minus 2, 4, 4 minus 2, 2, 2 minus 2, 0, but 0 is not available in the range. This is the 2.x examples. Completed. Next one, examples in Python 3.x. Okay, observing very clearly in Python 2.x, the range function to give the output as a which format? List format. List is a mutable object. That means, for suppose I am finding the ID of B, one address we are getting. This is a long. L stands for long data type. In Python 2.x, integer having two types of integer types, normal integer and long integer. This is a long list. Now observing very clearly b of 1. Now what is the value? 8. Now I'm trying to updating b of 1 equal to 80. Okay. Now our data will be which one? 8 data will be updated to 80. Now again I am finding the ID of b. Now same address, but data will be changing. That is a mutable object. Now here I am taking as x equal to range of 5. Now this is a Python 3.x. In Python 3.x, range function to give the output as a range object. Range of 0 to 5. 0 is a included and 5 is a excluded. Now type of x. Range is also an iterable object. In Python 3.x, range is a iterable object. If you want to get the one by one element from iterable object, simply by using for loop. For I in x, print of I. In our x, what are the elements are available? 0 to 5. 0 is a included, 5 is a excluded. Or otherwise, we can converting our range object into any one built-in iterable format like as a list format or tuple format. Simply list of x. Now we'll get the result is list format. This is the first example. Completed. Next, second example. For suppose I am taking as a y equal to range of 5 comma 10. Now 5 is a starting value, 10 is a stop value. For j in y, print of j. Now the values are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or otherwise we can converting any one built-in format tuple of y. Not only list, we can converting tuple format also. Now we'll get the result is a tuple format, but a tuple is a immutable object. If you interest, we can converting list format. List is a mutable object. If you interest, we can converting set also. But set observing very clearly, sometimes don't follow any order. We will get the different orders.
Sir, one doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, in three dot version,
Yeah.
so you change the output to tuple and list, right? So
Yeah.
when you say list is a mutable, so we can change the value in the list. So can you show me that by changing the list value after converting it to list from range?
Okay, here list of y, we can save that value into one variable. Now x of 0 equal to 500. Now x data is affected. but our still y contain 5 to 10. Okay, we are not changing y data. We can converting y data into list format. Now that list data will be storing into x variable. Now I can change the x data, but the data is not affecting our y. Still y value contain 5 to 10. Okay.
Okay, that means y is still immutable. So we if you want to make any
Y
changes
is
to
a
y,
range
then we
of
have to.
y is a range object. Y is a range object. Range is a immutable.
Okay,
Already
got
I'm
it.
clearly specifying in 3.x range function to return the range object. The range object is a sequence, iterable, and immutable object.
Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you.
Next, third scenario, z equal to range of 1 comma 10 comma 2 type of z. Now for k in z, print of k. Now 13579. For suppose z of 1, z of 1 means 3. Now I'm trying to change the z of 1 equal to 30, then immediately will get the error message. Range object does not support item assignment because range is a immutable object. If you interest, we can write this an example also. Next one, for suppose I want to decrementing the values, k equal to range of start value is 10, 1 minus 2. For L or k in A, print of k. Completed. Next one, the range function. The range function takes the parameter as integer object only. Integer object only. Integer objects. The range function takes the parameter as integer objects only. Next one, by mistakenly we are passing Boolean values. In that case, internally to convert that Boolean values into integers. Integers like true means 1 and false means 0. By mistakenly we are passing Boolean values. In that In that case, internally to convert that Boolean values into integers, like true means 1, false means 0. Except these two values, we are passing any value, we are getting the error message. Okay. Now observing very clearly. For suppose I am taken as a range of 5. Now 5 is a which object? 5 integer object. Now it is valid range of 0 to 5 values. Next range of I am passing true. True is a one Boolean value, but that Boolean value is also converting into integer. True means 1. Now range object contains 0 to 1. Next one, range of except these two values. By mistake, I am passing floating point value. Here observing very clearly, float object cannot be interpreted as an integer. For suppose I am passing range of one complex number, I am passing 4j. Range of I am passing one string object Shiva. Range of I am passing one list object. Range of by mistake I am passing tuple object. Range of I am passing one set object. Range of I am passing one dictionary object. Okay. Dict object cannot be interpreted as an integer. Set object cannot be interpreted as integer. Tuple object cannot be interpreted as an integer. That means the range function takes always integer objects. Except integer Boolean value, we can pass any value. Our range object is not created. Completed. Whenever we are using range function, that range function take the parameter as only integers or Boolean values. Except these two values, we are passing any value, we are getting the error message. Next one more point. In range function, we are passing both start and stop value is the same number. Same number. In that case, the range function don't return anything. That means no more elements. in the brackets in Python 2.x to return empty list object, and in Python 3.x to return empty range object. Empty range object. In range function, we are passing both start and stop value is the same number. In that case, the range function don't return anything. That means no more elements. In Python 2.x to return empty list object, and in Python 3.x to return empty range object. Now observing very clearly, Python 2.x. Now here I am taking as x equal to range of start value I am passing 5, stop value also I am passing 5. Now between 5 and 5 there is no elements. Length of x 0 elements. In 2.x to return the which one? Empty list object. Empty means no more element, 0 element. Completed. Now observing very clearly in 3.x. Now I'm taking as x equal to range of 5 comma 5. Now type of x, length of x 0.
Sir, one doubt.
Tell me.
Sir, for Boolean values, you mentioned that true means 1 and false means 0, right?
Yeah.
So when you can you show me that I mean using range. So let's say if I use x equal range of true, so
Yeah.
how that will be printed, like 0 comma 1 or 0 comma something like true or
0 comma 1. Already I'm explaining. What is your doubt? This is 0 comma 1. 0 is included, 1 is excluded. Are you clear?
no, I just tried, sir, but it's showing 0 comma true.
It is not showing 0 comma true. True means 1.
Yes, sir. Let's say x equal range of just true. I just mentioned true.
Yeah.
So when I
True,
print the x
true value
value, then
means 1. What is your doubt? True value means 1. That's why it written as a 0 1. 0 is included, 1 is excluded. This is a stop value. Here
okay.
range of 5 means 0 to 5. 0 to 5 means 0 is included, 5 is excluded.
Okay, but okay, I got it. Thank you.
Completed. Next one, another function, working with the x range function. Working with x range function. The x range function is supported in Python 2.x versions only. It is not supported in 3.x. The x range function is supported in Python 2.x versions only. Next one in Python 2.x, the xrange function, the xrange function to return the xrange object, xrange object, comma, xrange object is a immutable object, immutable object. Okay, this is a 2.x version supported. Same scenarios. Just we are changing x range, but the x range function supporting only 2.x. It is not supporting 3.x. Okay, 0, comma 1 or 0, comma 2, both are same. Okay, which version we are using?
3.x, sir.
Yeah, 3.x. In which version we are using? 3.9 or 3.10?
3.8, I think. So. Yeah, 8.
3.8. In 3.10 latest version, it is providing this format. I am using 3.10. Okay.
Okay.
Don't confusing 0, comma 1 or 0, comma 2, both are same. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Just output format is different, but intention is same. 0, comma 2 or 0, comma 1, both are same. Okay, xrange function is not required. It is supported only 2.x. But at the time of interview point of time, the interviewer is asking what is the difference between range and xrange. First point, the range function supporting both 2.x and 3.x, but xrange supporting only 2.x. Coming to the 2.x, the range function to return the list object, list is immutable, but xrange function to return the xrange object is a immutable. That is the difference. Okay, previously also we are discussing two functions in 2.x, input and raw underscore input. But in Python 3.x, we are introducing only input function. Same like as in 2.x, range and xrange functions are available. But in 3.x, we are using only one function, range function. Okay, if any confusion between xrange and range, simply we can remove the xrange concept. In 3.x only one function is there, that is a range function. We can practicing range function. A equal to x range of, I am passing 5 type of A. Now this is a x range object. X range is a which one? Immutable object. If you want to get the one by one element from x range object, simply by using for loop. For suppose a of 0 means or 1 means what is the value? A of 1? A of 1? 1. Now I am trying to updating a of 1 equal to 100. Now a is a which object? X range object. X range is a which object? Immutable object. Okay. If anybody any doubt, please clarify your doubts.
Sir,
Get on.
only one request is kindly tell to Teja to share 21st onwards class notes.
Already I am sending to the Tejas or email
That
ID. I
that
am
we
informing to
that
you.
we are
Okay?
saying also, but we are not getting,
Yeah, okay, okay.
because we are getting only in weekly basis or every 2 weeks or something like that we are getting.
Okay, every day we are sending today onwards. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow we will discussing examples on range function.